How to know when it's time to say goodbye to your dog. You know, we love our dogs more than words can express. They're our furry sidekicks and our professional snuggle buddies. They bring so much joy and laughter into our lives with their playful antics and unconditional love. But as much as we wish they could stay with us forever, sometimes we have to face the heartbreaking reality that their time with us is coming to an end. It's a tough topic, but it's important to recognize the signs that your dog might be nearing the end of their amazing journey so you can make their final days as comfortable and loving as possible. So grab a tissue. We'll discuss the 12 signs to look out for, how to make their last days special, and how to cope with the loss of such a beloved companion. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the tail. You know, that magical, furry appendage that seems to have a life of its own? That tail was a beacon of joy, a signal that your dog was ready for adventure. Yeah, well, if your dog's tail has gone from helicopter mode to barely a twitch, even when you're about to break out their favorite squeaky toy, it might be a sign that something's up. It's like the tail is trying to tell you, hey, something's not right here. Your dog might be feeling under the weather, or there could be something more serious going on. So yeah, keep an eye on that tail, guys. It's not just a cute feature, it's a furry barometer of their happiness and well-being. If that wagging stops, it's time to pay attention and maybe even consult your vet. Your dog's tail is their way of communicating with you, so listen to it. Now let's talk about cuddles. Some dogs are like those friends who are always down for a good hug, while others are more like, personal space, please. But if your usually independent pup suddenly turns into a stage 5 clinger, needing constant cuddles and reassurance, it might be a sign that they're not feeling their best. On the flip side, if your cuddle monster suddenly starts acting like you're covered in porcupine quills, that's also something to pay attention to. It's like when you're feeling under the weather and just want someone to bring you soup and crackers and then leave you alone, except, you know, dogs can't make soup or use Amazon Prime, so they just kind of like stare at you with those big sad eyes. And it's heartbreaking. Okay, this next one is super important because dogs are basically masters of disguise when it comes to pain. They can't just be like, excuse me human, my left hip is feeling a bit wonky today. No, they have to communicate through subtle signs like whimpering, getting grumpy when you touch them in certain places, or just generally being restless and unable to get comfortable. It's like when you get a mosquito bite and it's so itchy you want to rip your skin off, but you can't because, you know, societal norms. Except dogs don't have to worry about societal norms, so if they're acting like they're in discomfort, take them seriously. Sign number 4, the appetite vanishes. Alright, let's talk about food, because let's be real, most dogs are like furry little garbage disposals. They'll eat anything you put in front of them, and then they'll look at you with those big pleading eyes for more. But if your dog, who normally inhales food like it's going out of style, suddenly starts turning their nose up at even their most favorite treats, it's time to pay attention. It's like when you order pizza and it arrives cold and soggy, you're just not that into it. Except unlike you, your dog can't just order a backup pizza. So yeah, if their appetite takes a nosedive, it's definitely a red flag. Sign number 5, the endless nap. Now we all love a good nap, right? But if your dog starts sleeping more than usual and has less energy for their favorite activities, it could be a sign that something's not quite right. It's like when you binge watch an entire season of your favorite show in one day. You know you should probably be doing something else, but you just can't bring yourself to move. Except, dogs don't have Netflix to blame for their lethargy. So if they're suddenly turning into professional nappers, it's worth checking in with your vet. Number 6, the wobbly walk. Okay, this one is pretty self-explanatory. If your dog is having trouble standing up, walking straight, or just generally looking like they're navigating the world on stilts, it's time for a vet visit. It's like when you've had a little too much to drink and the room starts spinning, except your dog hasn't been sipping on any margaritas. So yeah, wobbly walking is definitely not a good sign. If you're navigating difficult decisions regarding pet care, subscribe for compassionate guidance and support. Sign number 7, the breath of change. This one is serious, guys. If your dog is constantly coughing, panting, even when they haven't been running around like a maniac, or their breathing just sounds labored and difficult, it's time for an emergency vet visit. It's like when you try to run a marathon without any training, you're going to be gasping for air like a fish out of water, except your dog hasn't signed up for any marathons. So yeah, breathing problems are a major red flag. Number 8, the accident aftermath. Alright, let's talk about accidents, we've all been there. You're potty training your puppy, and just when you think you've finally achieved world peace, they go and pee on the rug. But if your usually house-trained dog starts having accidents, Especially if it's happening more and more frequently, it could be a sign of an underlying health issue. It's like when you're a kid and you get so excited about going to Disney World that you pee your pants. Except your dog isn't going to Disney World, so yeah, accidents are definitely something to pay attention to. Number 9. The Cooling Canine. Okay, this one might sound a little weird, but if your dog's paws, ears, or nose feel unusually cold to the touch, it could be a sign that their circulation isn't working properly. It's like when you go outside in the winter without gloves and your fingers turn into little ice cubes, except your dog hasn't been building snowmen. So yeah, cold extremities are definitely something to keep an eye on. Alright, let's talk about gums. No, not the kind you chew on. Your dog's gums. Healthy gums are nice and pink like bubble gum. But if your dog's gums are pale, white, blue, or yellow, it could be a sign of a serious health problem. It's like when you eat a big bowl of blueberries and your tongue turns purple. Except your dog hasn't been snacking on blueberries. So yeah, if their gums are looking a little funky, it's time for a vet visit. Okay, this one is never fun to talk about, but it's important. If your dog is having frequent diarrhea, vomiting, or just generally looking like they're about to lose their lunch, it's time to call the vet. It's like when you eat something that doesn't agree with you and you spend the rest of the day running to the bathroom. Except, dogs can't just order a side of Pepto-Bismol. So yeah, digestive issues are definitely something to take seriously. Okay, this last one is especially heartbreaking. If your dog starts seeming confused in familiar places, doesn't recognize family members, or just generally seems like they're losing their marbles, it could be a sign of cognitive decline. It's like when you walk into a room and forget why you went in there. Except for dogs, it's happening all the time. It's a normal part of aging for some dogs, but it's still incredibly difficult to watch. Just remember to be patient and loving with your furry friend, and provide them with as much comfort and support as you can. Okay guys, I know this is a lot to take in, and it's definitely not easy to think about. Saying goodbye to a beloved pet is one of the hardest things we ever have to do, and it's perfectly normal to feel overwhelmed. But recognizing these signs early on allows you to provide your furry best friend with the best possible care and comfort in their final days. So here's the bonus tip to make their last days extra special. Create a bucket list experience for them. Think about all the things that make your dog happiest and try to incorporate those into their final days. It could be as simple as a walk in their favorite park, or as elaborate as a special trip to the beach. Take them to their favorite park where they can run and play to their heart's content. Let them sniff around and explore, enjoying the sights and smells that they love so much. Treat them to a big, juicy steak, or whatever their favorite food is. Maybe it's a special treat they don't get very often, or perhaps it's their all-time favorite meal. Either way, make it a feast they'll remember, or just cuddle up on the couch and watch their favorite movie together. Sometimes, the best moments are the simplest ones, where you can just be together enjoying each other's company. These are the moments you'll cherish forever. The little things, the quiet times, the shared experiences, these are what make your bond so special. Remember, you know your dog better than anyone. You understand their quirks, their likes and dislikes, and what makes them happy. Trust your instincts and don't hesitate to reach out to your vet if you have any concerns. And most importantly, cherish every moment you have with your furry best friend. Make the most of the time you have left, creating memories that will last a lifetime. If you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more heartwarming and sometimes heartbreaking doggo content. Your support means the world to me and helps me continue to create content that celebrates the special bond between humans and their pets. And be sure to check out my next video, 12 heartfelt ways to show your dog you love them, they'll understand. It's packed with tips and ideas to help you express your love in ways that your dog will truly appreciate. And don't forget to share your own experiences in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Your stories and insights can provide comfort and support to others going through similar experiences.